Hey guys, today's video is going to be an empties video, so if you want to see all of my likes and dislikes in this big pile of garbage right here, then just keep watching. Alright, so I have a big basket full of garbage and empty products in front of me, so I'm going to just kind of get started. There are a few products in here that aren't empty, it's just stuff that I really didn't like, so I've moved it into my little trash bin to talk about. So I'll get to those later, but I guess we're going to start with makeup first. I went through 3 foundations since my last empties, and I didn't buy all these at the same time. It just so happened I got rid of all the product at the same time. So this is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Your Skin But Better Cream, and this one is in the shade Fair. I have not repurchased this yet because I do have it in the illuminating version in the shade Light, which is a little too dark, but it's starting to work for my skin because I have gotten a bit of a tan lately. So this is a really good product. I've used every little bit of it. I've probably purchased 4 tubes of this, 4 or 5. I usually try to keep a light and a fair because I like to mix them sometimes. But for the past few seasons, fair has worked really well for me by itself. So once it does get to the colder months again, I probably will repurchase the fair shade. I would say of the 2 formulas that I much prefer the original formula over the illuminating. The illuminating, the colors seem a little different from if you like swatch them next to each other with the original versus the illuminating. And it does have a bit of a shimmer to it, especially if you see it like on your hand. I don't notice it on my face as much. But I do prefer the look of the original over the other, so I'll probably repurchase this exact one in the fair in the winter. Foundation that I've run out of is my absolute favorite foundation. I believe I bought this in the first video. I think I hauled this in the first video I ever posted on YouTube. So it's been about 6 months, I believe, since I started YouTube, and I've gone through the entire thing in about 6 months, which is pretty quick for me. It's gone to the point that the edges scratch my face when I try to put it on, so I'll probably use a brush to try to get that last bit. But I really love this product. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation, and I wear the shade 117. It used to be Y225. But I have this and I have the liquid, and I much prefer the stick. I just really like the way it works with my skin. I think this one works really well with dry skin, and I think the finish of it's really nice. So this one I will definitely be repurchasing pretty soon because I love this. I use it almost every day, whether I'm mixing it with other foundations, because I like to go in with this to give me a little extra coverage, like on my cheeks, on my forehead, on my chin, just wherever I think I need it. So I definitely think this one will be repurchased pretty soon. Alright, the last foundation, I used most of this. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation in the shade W2. And it's a very nice foundation. I do really like this. The shade just wasn't right for me. So I tried to make it work as long as I could because I never could find the N2, which is what I needed. And then once I did find that, I moved this to my empties bin because it was pretty dried out by that point. And I didn't like the shade for my skin tone, so I just went ahead and put it in my bin. As far as the formula, I really like this. It's very nice. It's very dewy and fresh looking on the face. It's very simple, especially if you use the little cushion thing that comes in it, this little thing. It gets kind of funky looking pretty quick, but it does work really well with the product. And this is just a really easy one for traveling. It's really good for maybe putting in like your gym bag if you are at a gym and you like to put on makeup after you're done, or just kind of to touch up throughout the day, because you can build up pretty good coverage with this. Alright, only 2 more things kind of on the makeup-y side, or I guess 3. So I have the Too Faced HangoveRx primer, and this is my favorite primer. It has, there went a little bit. It didn't really have much in it at all. And I've used this to death. I love this. This was my second or third tube. I think maybe my second. And I really like this primer. It's very hydrating. It doesn't really seem to make too much of a difference to me on like holding my makeup on my face, but it does a good difference in like hydrating my face before my makeup goes on. But I haven't repurchased this just because I've been using my moisturizer before, and I think it works pretty much just as well, and this is a pretty expensive primer. Next, I have 2 different cleansers for my brushes. The first one is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brushed Cleanser, and this is the quick drying rinse-free formula. This stuff is amazing. I believe I've included it in a favorites video in the past. It's the best for really quickly cleansing out your makeup brushes, particularly your eye brushes. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for face brushes just because it would take up a lot of the product, especially if you bought just like the little bottle like I did. If I repurchase this, which I probably will eventually, I'm going to get the bigger bottle of it. It's just kind of hard to spend $30 or $35, I believe is what it cost for the big jar, just on brush cleanser, because I can always just wash them out. But it is really nice to have this quick stuff, especially when you're doing other people's makeup or multiple people on the same day. It's nice to be able to sanitize your brushes really quickly. I have tried one from Sally's that's really similar to this, and it's much cheaper, so I can't decide if I want to go back to that one. It's just not as good. It doesn't dry as quickly, and it doesn't seem to clean them quite as well. So it may be worth the extra money, and I don't know. I just haven't, I'll keep you updated on if I purchase this again. It just might be a while. This other cleanser I already repurchased and I've already been using. This is the Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1, and this is the Hemp Lavender Pure-Castile soap. This is the best, oh, there's just like a little bit left in the bottom. The best soap for cleansing out your brushes, especially your foundation brushes. This really cuts the grease and oil that can be in a foundation, and it really helps get all the foundation out of the brush. So this is what I use when my, I have one of those cleansing pads from Sigma that I use in my sink. But yeah, this is the best stuff for cleansing your brushes. This, and then also a bar of that ZOTE. It's like 98-cent soap that you can get from, I believe Walmart's the only place I've been able to find it before. But that's the best for cleansing out your beauty blender, because it's really easy to kind of rub the beauty blender onto the bar of soap, and it cleanses out that foundation and concealer really well. And this is the best for brushes. Now I'm going to move on to some skincare, and this is the Simple Micellar Makeup Removing Wipes. This is the first time I've tried these before. They're pretty new, I think, but I used the whole pack, and I'm not really a big fan of these. I really like them for if you don't have much makeup on, but for removing eye makeup, this just doesn't do it very well at all. The only thing I kind of like it for is kind of cleansing your face in the morning and just wiping off any like oil from overnight. Like I said, it works okay. It does get your makeup off, but it just really doesn't seem to work with eye makeup, so I end up going in with other makeup removers when I'd rather just be able to use these. My favorite makeup remover wipes is the Neutrogena night calming ones that are in the, I believe they're in the purple packaging. I think it's the night calming ones, but definitely the ones in the purple packaging. Those are my favorite. I think they're much more calming, and they don't irritate my skin as much as the blue, and they still work just as good. Another product that I did not use all of, that I just didn't get along with at all, is this BOSCIA Exfoliating Peel Gel. I thought this was going to be a really cool product. It's one of those kind of gimmicky ones where you like peel your skin literally off, and you can like feel the little balls of your skin, which I do believe this one is gimmicky. I think I looked up reviews of people saying they did it on top of rubber gloves and they still had the same effect. And so it's really just the product bunching on itself. The only issue I had, it wasn't so much that I felt like it was gimmicky, it just didn't make my skin feel like how I want an exfoliator to make it feel. It would stick, especially in this area, it would be stuck to it to where I had to like really go in and like scratch it off. Even my CLARISONIC wouldn't get it off. It was really annoying that the balls would just stick to my skin and would not come off. Even after using this like 2 times in a row, it still had the same effect. So I was sick and tired of dealing with it. I tried it the best I could. I used about up to here is left. So I did use a good bit trying this out, and I did not like it at all. I don't think it works very well, and I think it gave me the opposite effect that I wanted. Speaking of a CLARISONIC, this is my CLARISONIC brush that I love the most, and I just replaced it. This is actually in the wrong box because I'm trying out the Luxe one right now. But this is the Radiant Cleansing Brush Head. It's the one that has kind of like the rose center, and this one is pretty gross, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. But it is my favorite one. I think it's the most sensitive. It has like a really soft feel, and it really does help make your face look more radiant. It seems to help even my skin tone a little bit. So that's the one that I normally repurchase. But right now, like I said, I am trying out the Luxe brush head, and I do enjoy it, but I do miss my Radiant one, and I think that one's the best. Alright, so moving on to hair care, I have 2 sets of shampoo and conditioner. The first one I did not like at all, and I actually still have some left in the conditioner because I usually go through a shampoo first, but I was sick and tired of using this stuff. This is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day, and this stuff is expensive. I think it was like $50 for both of these, and I would say to completely pass on this. It wasn't at all what it claimed to be. It says that it's supposed to improve your hair, make your hair feel cleaner, longer. It just didn't seem to do anything special. It was not very conditioning. It wasn't very volumizing. It wasn't really anything. I didn't feel like it did anything different. For my hair, it didn't do anything different than any of the other shampoos I tried. And since then, I found my favorite shampoo, which right now it is the JOICO. It's in a red bottle, and I can't remember the exact name, but it's for colored hair. I have it in the violet version, the shampoo and conditioner, and then I have it in the regular version. I actually found mine at TJ Maxx, so if it's something you're interested, check out your TJ Maxx because you can normally get them for a discount there, but they do sell them at Ulta as well. The other shampoo and conditioner I tried out was from the drugstore, and this one is the L'Oreal EverStrong. And actually I was trying out both of these at the same time. These I would keep in the shower and the other I kept in my bathtub. So this is the EverStrong Thickening Shampoo and Conditioner. This one is supposed to help your scalp. It's supposed to moisturize your scalp, which I was excited about because I do tend to have a dry scalp, and I have very thin hair. So this one is supposed to fortifies thinning hair and purifies the scalp, and then is what the shampoo says, and it says it fortifies thinning hair and nourishes the scalp on the conditioner one. I do like this. It was a little heavier for what I like for my hair just because I do have really thin hair. So usually if I use these, I didn't really style my hair too well afterwards because it was heavier and a lot harder to get volume in my hair. So I do like these. I probably won't repurchase them, but I might try something else from this L'Oreal Ever, it always says like Ever and then another word, range, because I do really like the way these worked. I just didn't like how heavy it was just for my hair type. Another skin product that is more on the bottom of the bucket, this is the SEPHORA Supreme Cleansing Oil, and I think I've talked about this once before on my channel. It is a pretty good cleansing oil, but it's not the best. I really like the BOSCIA Makeup Breakup Cleansing Oil. I think it's worth the extra money for that one because this one leaves a oily residue on your face and it just doesn't seem to get the makeup off as well as the BOSCIA one. So if you've been wanting to try cleansing oil, you hadn't tried one, maybe you would like to try this as like an intro one. But definitely the BOSCIA is my favorite. I actually would go ahead and just buy the BOSCIA travel size if you're wanting to try one out, because I do think this one is a good one. I'm sure there's a good following behind this, but I would definitely say I like the BOSCIA better. I'm not going to stay too long on this next one. It's just a deodorant. This is the Secret Clinical Strength Smooth Solid Waterproof, and I talked about deodorant a little bit in my June favorites, and I talked about a new Degree spray on that I really like. But usually I just kind of switch between all the clinical strength. I use Secret, Dove, and Degree Clinical, just whatever I can find, and it seems to work better for me to switch it up because my body seems to get used to them. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I've heard other people think the same thing. So yeah, this one is a pretty good solid deodorant, so if you've been looking for, so yeah, this one is a pretty decent deodorant, you know, just your kind of run-of-the-mill clinical strength deodorant, so nothing really special about that. Right, now for the last few products, I have some bath products to talk about. This is the Dr. Teal's Pure Epsom Salt Relax and Relief with Eucalyptus and Spearmint. This is my favorite scent, although I do want to try, there's a new one with avocado in it, but I use these salts in my bath, and I also use the matching bubble bath occasionally, and used to, I was like going through that stuff like crazy. Lately I've kind of chilled out on the bubble bath, but I really like the Eucalyptus and Spearmint scent, and these are really good, affordable bath salts. Alright, the next product is this NIVEA In Shower Body Lotion. This one is for dry skin and is in the Shea Butter scent. This is a really good product. It's not going to replace your lotion, but it is nice. I keep it in the shower and in the bath, and I'll actually just kind of rub it on my arms and my legs and rinse off really quick right before I jump out of the bath, and it seems to work pretty much just as well. But it just adds a little bit of moisture back into your skin, and it's really nice and kind of relaxing to use a lotion in the tub, but or in the shower. I'm not personally not a big fan of lotions. I don't like feeling sticky, so this is a really good product for me, but like I said, it does not moisturize as much as a lotion would. Alright, and for the last product in this Empties video, this is the Soap & Glory Flake Away. This is just their scrub. This one has little bitty beads in it. It's not chunky beads. You can see I really used the last bit of this. But I much prefer the breakfast scrub. So if you've been wanting to try out a good scrub, they have a lot of good ones from Soap & Glory, but my favorite is the breakfast scrub. This one was good, except for it did tend to leave little red beads all in the bottom of my tub. So if that's something that bothers you, then most scrubs do leave scrubby things. But this one, they're so tiny that they really are kind of harder to rinse out. So I definitely, like I said, prefer the breakfast scrub, but Soap & Glory has really good scrubs and they all smell really good. Alright, well that is all of my empties for the past couple months. I really enjoyed a lot of these products. I know it kind of is like a mixed mash of all kinds of reviews in this video. And it's so strange to hoard all these empty bottles, Neil. I have like a basket I keep in my closet that I hoard all this in. It's just kind of a strange thing to do, but I really enjoy being able to sit down and talk about all these products that I've used completely. So if you enjoy seeing these Empties reviews, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and maybe comment down below saying that you like them. And if you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.